may I take a moment to discuss Kanye West and the decisions that he keeps making. Kanye has been doing insane things for quite a long time. And no one is surprised. Well, about that time that he released a video where he was murdering and burying... What's his face? What the hell is his face? Who's the guy?
Oh, Pete Wentz? No.
Not Pete Wentz. That would be a real
Pete.
overlap. Pete. Thin Pete.
Yes.
He was threatening death upon Thin Pete. But then they broke up. Him and Kim Kardashian broke up, which was sad. So, you know...
Davidson.
Pete Davidson. Thin Pete. Pete Davidson. Yeah, he made a video that was like kind of threatening him and was like burying something that looked like him in a hole, in like a shallow grave. So that was kind of a mess.
Very
and then there was a very interesting video of him like 2 weeks ago. And it's one of the most awkward things I've ever seen, where he's in the Adidas, like meeting the Adidas higher ups, and he's just playing porn for them on his phone. And they're like, is this porn? And he's like, yeah. And just holding it up and playing it. Because apparently he said one of the guys had the same voice as a guy in this porn video. So, like, he's been doing a lot of things. At Adidas, he was like, Adidas will never drop me. I can literally go into their head office and play porn at them. They will never drop me. And he was right. They didn't drop him for the porn, but they did drop him for the anti-Semitism. Apparently, like 2 weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, he was on a podcast and he proceeded to decide to be really anti-Semitic. It was very strange. It went on for like 3 hours, and it's kind of interesting because one of the issues was that basically he did all this shit, he didn't get dropped, and one of the people who worked for Adidas, let me see if I can find her tweet, she basically said, I am actually feeling very down on Adidas right now because we just had our like inclusivity month and Kanye's popping off anti-Semitically and nothing's happened. And so she was like, this really sucks. I don't feel good about working there anymore. Yeah, her name is Sarah Camry. She is the director of trade marketing, right? Oh.
Hi. It's okay. You let me on.
You're off. Right. So she was all like, oh, coming off Adidas's Global Week of Inclusion, I'm feeling anything but included. As a member of the Jewish community, I can no longer stay silent. On behalf of the brand that employs me, not saying anything is saying everything. It's been 14 days since Kanye started spewing anti-Semitic rhetoric, and Adidas has remained quiet, both internally to employees as well as externally to our customers. We have dropped Adidas athletes for using steroids, being too difficult to work with, but we are unwilling to denounce hate speech. The perpetuation of dangerous stereotypes and blatant racism by one of our top brand partners. We need to do better as a brand. We need to do better for our employees, and we need to do better for our communities. Until Adidas takes a stand, I will not stand with Adidas. Hashtag work community brand inclusion. Run away from hate, right? Adidas did not forget that they had sponsored him. Adidas have a absolutely gigantic integration with him where they've been making loads of Yeezy/Adidas products, right? So, yeah, I mean, I'm of the opinion that every brand that's worked with Kanye and then had to drop him knew exactly what they were getting into, right? If you're working with him, then you, like, he's been doing this shit for fucking years, right? You're just hoping that you can make enough money off it that it's worth the, like, vague downsides, right? Like, he did all of those clothes with Gap, and then they were all, like, the Gap storefronts were all just full of, like, big bags full of clothes rather than putting the clothes on shelves. And obviously everyone was like, this looks dumb and sucks. But they were like, it's getting us coverage, you know? So, let me see if I can find it. Oh my God, is that one of the jackets? It's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. One of the jackets is just like a huge blue shape. So yeah, they put all of the clothes in like trash bags. So like the front of the shops. Oh great, I just clicked on the Daily Mail. No! Ad blocker, please. Sorry, we don't give the Daily Mail our clicks. But literally everything was in like bin bags. Well, they weren't bin bags. They're like the bags that you use on a construction site. Do you know what I mean? So like,
oh yeah, like
all of the fronts of the shops look like this.
big old canvas bags.
And everyone was like, how the hell am I supposed to find what I want? So like, at the end of the day, right, if you're Gap or you're any other brand, yeah, it's like rubble bags full of clothes for some reason. They're not being thrown away. That's literally the front of the shop. That's how the shop looks. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all been going on, and obviously I think Adidas, especially when he like came in and played porn at some of the higher ups and they were just cool with it, like that's kind of insane to me. And I think it's kind of weird that they put up with as much as they did, but you know, when you're working with like you know, you get what you get, whatever. So now Adidas have said now we're done with it, and as of like now, they posted saying, Adidas terminates relationship with Ye immediately. Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism or any other sort of hate speech. Ye's recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous. They violate the company's values of diversity, inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. So this was posted like 10 hours after the other woman called it out. So I don't know if that's related or if they were already doing it and they were just, it took 2 weeks to get everything in order. But like you would think that these contracts always have like a break clause, right? Like, oh, if you do X, we're done. So kind of a weird situation. Hey, Swill, how you doing? And Loma Tilly, it's nice to see you too. So maybe they were hoping it would go away. I don't know. But it's kind of crazy. So after a thorough review, the company has taken the decision to terminate the partnership with Ye immediately and end production of Yeezy branded products and stop all payments to Ye and his companies. Adidas will stop the Adidas Yeezy business with immediate effect. So like they're like,
damn,
it's done. Like, no
that's
more
crazy,
money for
man.
you. We're not doing anything. I guess they're not even selling off the old stock. They're just like, we are done.
Wow.
This is expected to have a short-term negative impact of up to 250 million euros on the company's net income in 2022, given the high seasonality of the fourth quarter. Adidas is the sole owner of all design rights to existing products, as well as previous and new colorways under the partnership. More information will be given on the company's incoming quarter 2 earnings announcement in November the 9th, 2022.
Shit's wild, yo.
And that basically means, for some fucking reason, Kanye sold off all of his rights to all of the products. Like, the look of all the products, the colorways, the designs. Which means that they can just keep making them. They just need to take his name off it. Which is insane to me. Because what they're kind of saying is like, yeah, we'll just keep making it. And I'm like, how? How the fuck did he sign off on that? He needs to start reading his shit. How much could they have been paying him? So yeah, he's fucked. Update, he's fucked. And apparently a lot of the drama that's going on with this is that Kim actually owns a lot of his businesses. So people are actually saying that he might be tanking businesses to fuck with Kim. But like at the end of the day, the reason that she owns a lot of his businesses is because he needed money and she got all the money. So I don't know how much of that is what. I do think that like this has been coming for a long time. It's been really cringe that companies have continued to work with him even though he keeps acting out and being crazy and doing. And like when I say being crazy, I know that's like bad language, bad verbiage when somebody is struggling with mental health issues. But when I say like being crazy, I mean like, you know, like threatening people, being racist, being anti-Semitic, doing all this stuff. Like at the end of the day, working with somebody who can be volatile is one thing, but like, come on. It's crazy to me. So anyway, they finally dropped him. He is going to be in a hell of a situation. And yeah, also the people who are making his White Lives Matter shirts also dropped him. So like, I mean, where hasn't he been dropped from? If the people willing to print high designer White Lives Matter shirts won't work with you anymore, like that's not good. You know, you're in a serious situation. So anyway, I'll see how that like turns out. But other than, I mean, in the short time, if you bought any of the Adidas Yeezy stuff, you can probably sell it online for a bundle of money. So that's nice. Yeah. But anyway, things are not looking great for him. And I've seen a lot of people be like, is it finally done? Is it finally over?
Is it over?
And I'm interested in seeing if it is, because, like, I'm not a big fan. So, like, I don't have my finger on the pulse. But I do think this whole situation is crazy.